Speaking of quarterbacks, you write in SI.com this week about James Harrison is wrong. He was wrong about a lot of things, but one of the things he said was reportedly in the article that he did with what was the magazine again? I'm trying to remember.
Men's Journal.
Men's Journal. Thank you. He told Ben Roethlisberger, his quarterback, stop trying to act like Payton Manning. You ain't that, and you know it, man. You just get paid like he does. And you, as you guys do at Cold Hard Football Facts, put some hard numbers behind it and say, no, James. Take a good look at the numbers, the important numbers, and you'll find out that not only is Ben Roethlisberger Payton Manning over the last 4 years in particular, he's actually better in some categories.
Well, in the last 4 years, Ben Roethlisberger has outpaced Peyton Manning in passer rating and yards per attempt and TD to INT ratio in 3 of those 4 seasons. And those are 3 of the big numbers we look at because we find they have, like all our stats, that's what they're all about, they have a high correlation to winning football games. You look at any great quarterback in history, any successful quarterback is high in at least 1 or 2 of those indicators, if not all 3 of them. Even guys who don't appreciate, Bart Starr, people say he was a system quarterback. Bart Starr had the 7th or 8th highest average per attempt in the history of football. He was the highest rated postseason passer in the history of football until surpassed by Aaron Rodgers, of all people, this year. Joe Montana didn't pass as well in the postseason as Bart Starr. There's a reason why Bart Starr is the only quarterback in history with five championships. The all-time leader in passing yards per attempt is Otto Graham. I know that's old school, Butch, but Otto Graham, highest average per attempt in history. The only his record will never be broken. 6 straight NFL championship games, played 6 years in the NFL, took the Browns to the championship game every year, won 3 of those titles. It's no coincidence he had the highest average per attempt of all time. Those are just 3 examples. The highest TD to INT ratio in history heading into 2010 was none other than Tom Brady, the winningest quarterback in modern history, until he was just surpassed, believe it or not, by Aaron Rodgers over this past season. So that's why we look at passer rating, yards per attempt, TD to INT ratio. And in all these respects, they're not big volume numbers, they're efficiency numbers. In all these respects, Ben Roethlisberger is among the best of all time, and he gets no credit for it because people, they look at the attempts, the touchdown passes, and the yards, which don't really matter. I love telling people this. I tell people this all the time. The last quarterback to lead the NFL in passing yards and win a championship was Johnny Unitas in 1959. That should tell you all you need to know about passing yards. It's all about efficiency. So, Harrison's calling out his own quarterback. He doesn't realize how great his quarterback is. And the other big number that Big Ben has put up, 5th all time in average per attempt. I mean, he's the most prolific player and most prolific quarterback in football today if you look at his average per attempt, not the volume. So I just really think he's an underrated player, and the reason the Steelers started to compete again in 2004 was because a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback went under center for him.
And he's got some hardware to prove it, to back it up too. Great stuff as always, Kerry.